Hello, I'm Karen, and today's video I'm going to show you how to make my poppy. Traditionally, the poppy in the UK is made with a black centre and the red petals. I've done this one with the black centre and the sort of a cerise petals, but when I was making my videos it was difficult to see. So I'm going to change the centre, I'm going to change the colours to make it easier to see on the video. So I'm going to do white for the centre. I'm using Yarn Fair double knitting, machine washable and tumble dryable yarn, a 4mm hook, my scissors, and I've actually got one of these little nice little safety pin thing to be able to sew on the back. I've left these with the tails because that means that they can have the pins added on, or they can actually be sewn direct to garments. So I'm going to do my magic loop to cast on. I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2. Into the first chain I'm going to work 10 half double crochet, and I'm going to go underneath one loop, which means that this, because I've left a nice tail, means that this will open and expand while I'm working. So I'm going to do 10. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to tuck the tail under at 7, 8, 9 and 10. And then I'm just going to slip stitch into the top of the first half double crochet. To join, get my scissors, cut that off. I'm going to pull the yarn through, and then where I slip stitched it through, I'm going to get my hook, catch the yarn and pull that through to the back, and that means that the other yarn there, I can then pull that to tighten the centre. Now I'm going to try it with a blue on the outside, which I know is not traditional, but I'm hoping that it'll look really nice for the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast on in the same place where I finished before, underneath 2 loops, and cast on with a slip stitch. I'm just going to pull that stitch tight at the back. Oops a daisy. Now I'm going to chain 2 and do 2 half double crochet in the same space. So that's 1 and 2. Into the next space do 2 half double crochet, 1, 2, chain 2 and slip stitch back into the same space. Okay, slip stitch into the next space, or next stitch, chain 2, into the same space do 2 half double crochet. That's 1, 2. Into the next space do 2 half double crochet. That's 1, 2. You have to bear with me because my yarn's decided it's going to get tangled up. There I forgot to do 2. Right, so now I need to chain 2, chain 2 and slip stitch back into the same space. I'm really sorry that my yarn is just misbehaving. It's very, very naughty today. There. Okay, so now we're going to slip stitch into the next space, chain 2, 2 half double crochet in the same space. That's 1, 2, 2 half double crochet into the next space, 1, 2 and chain 2 and slip stitch into the same space. This yarn's really terrible. I did some so that I wouldn't have to work with a dancing ball, and it's still messing about. Right, so into the next space we slip stitch into the next space, chain 2, and do 2 half double crochet in the same space. So that's 1, 2. Into the next space we do 2 half double crochet, 1, 2, chain 2, and slip stitch into the same space. And then we've got our last 2 stitches, which we're going to slip stitch into the next one, chain 2, 2 half double crochet in the same space. That's 1, 2. Into the next space we work 2 half double crochet, 1, 2, chain 2, and slip stitch into the same space. And to finish off, I'm going to actually slip stitch into the very first space where we began. I'm going to cut off my yarn, I'm going to pull the thread through, and then get my hook and come through the back and catch that tail and pull that through there. Pull the centre tight, and there you go. White and blue poppy. Okay, so there we go. There's all our different colour poppies. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on my soapbox now. I'm sorry, if you'd like to switch off the video and not listen to me rant and rave about something, then fine, that's okay. But if you're prepared to listen, then thank you for listening. So in the UK, traditionally we have the black centre and the red on the outside. The reason why in the UK that we have the poppy is to we sell the poppies, which raises money to be able to raise funds for the men and women that fought in the Second World War. The Second World War ended in 1945. That's 70 years ago. So today when I read on the news that there is a Turkish man picking up a dead Syrian baby off the beach because the family have been trying to escape from the war zone, I think is the saddest thing that I've ever read. It is heartbreaking. And when we wear our poppy in the UK, it was to represent that the war was over. And you know, the money gets raised for them to be able to have new prosthetic limbs and to be able to deal with post-traumatic stress syndrome and things like that. And I don't understand. I know that there's been a war in Iraq and Iran. I know that they've been fighting. I don't understand exactly what they've all been fighting about. But now that it's gone to Syria and there's all these families that are risking everything to escape from this war, is the most awfulest thing. It is so awful. It shouldn't be happening at all. I know here in the UK that if they started to bomb the UK, I would want to escape. I would want to go somewhere with my family. And knowing as well that the countries that they're trying to go to, the UK included, they're all upset, they're struggling, they're saying they know they don't want any more immigrants and migrants and whatever they want to call them coming to our country and claiming our benefits and all this rigmarole. But at the end of the day, if your family is in danger in the country that you live in, you are naturally going to want to escape. And in the UK, we've got running water from our taps, you know, we can just go and flick a switch and put the central heating on. And today when I got up, I noticed the chill in the air, and I know that autumn's coming, and to think of those people in that bitterly cold sea trying to escape from these people that are at war, they're all in the news. They're saying, oh, you know, they want the other countries to accept the migrants or immigrants or whatever they want to call them. Well, yes, I can see where they're coming from, but that's not the answer. The answer is to stop the war. That's the answer. You need to find out, why are they fighting? What is their problem? Deal with it, and then they can then stop the war and they can rebuild their own countries. They don't want to come to our country for anything except for safety. They think that they're going to be safe here. They think that they're going to be able to give their children an education and let them have a future. Well, while everybody's fighting and having wars, whether it doesn't matter whether they're in Iraq, Iran and Syria, whether it's Japan, China or whoever, that's wrong. It's really, really, truly wrong. And we should all be sorting everything out for world peace. We should be sorting out climate change so that we actually have somewhere to live. Because at the end of the day, if we don't sort out climate change, no one's going to be able to go to any other country. They're not going to be able to go and escape. No, they say, oh, there's all these different races and everything else. Well, no, there isn't. There is one race, and that's the human race. You know, we haven't been told that there's anything other. You know, there's no aliens that we know about from different planets. There is just the human race, and there is currently just this planet, our planet Earth, that we all live on. And we need to make sure that our planet is put back to rights. We need to learn from all of our mistakes. You know, we didn't know in the beginning that when we put lead in the paint that it was actually going to cause anybody any harm. It was just ignorance. Now, we're not ignorant. We know that what causes damage. We know that we've got to stop all the carbon pollutions and everything else. And we know we need to plant lots and lots of trees. No matter how many trees they say there's on the planet, there's still not enough. So I would like, maybe we could make a different flower. You know, maybe even this white and blue flower to represent world peace. And we can stop all of this fighting. Because it's time. We need to pull together. Everybody needs to pull together. We need to behave ourselves. We need to think about what we're doing and make this be a planet that our children are going to enjoy living on, and that they're not growing up in fear of being bombed and having their limbs chopped off, or having to face going in a bitterly cold sea. That sea's going to get colder and colder. You know, it's like winter's coming. So it's wrong. Oh, you know, all of this fighting is wrong. So, yeah, I've said my bit. I've got off my soapbox now. And, well, whether it be the traditional poppy, whether it be a pink poppy, whether it be a blue and white poppy, you know, let's help each other. And yeah, let's have world peace, okay? So thank you for watching, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing. I really, really do love it. Thank you for listening to me get on my soapbox. I don't normally have a whinge like that about things, but I really, really do feel strongly about this. You know, like I said, we're all the human race. No, my heart would fit in your heart, or replace your heart if you had a heart attack and I was dead and you needed it. It didn't matter what colour my skin is on the outside. My heart would fit on the inside. No, my lungs and my liver and my kidneys, all of those things are all the same. We are all the human race, the human population. We are supposed to be kind and look after each other, and it's time to stop the war, okay? Thanks for watching. Bye.